Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to my journey through Minecraft. This should be part 9, and today I wanted to do some decorating, mostly in kind of just this area right through here, and then this kind of back area over here. I'm going to leave this area over here generally open because I have an idea for maybe a sort of building or something I want to build here. But yeah, we're going to do some decorating today. I had someone a few videos back say that we could use some color over here. It's kind of barren. And I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I agree. So I'm going to finally get around to that. So my general idea for what I'm going to do here is first and foremost, I'm going to close off these caves just with some dirt and such. And then I'm thinking right here, I'm going to build a little bit of like a pond and then put some flowers and mushrooms around and then some trees, sugarcane. And if I'm able to, maybe make a waterfall out of the mountain up here. And then hopefully hopefully with the waterfall, hopefully it doesn't look absolutely horrid. Waterfalls are not, I have never been able to get waterfalls to work. But yeah, I'm thinking that here. And then I'm thinking maybe making some just general paths, kind of connecting everything over here. So I'm probably going to have one kind of going to the house. Have one connecting to the main base here, maybe have a little something going to the nether portal, and then maybe having one kind of weave in between the sugarcane and heading over there, and we'll, put more stuff over there one day, and then maybe also extend it over there into that little nook over here. But yeah, I think today is mostly just going to be decorating. I did do a bit more exploring off camera. I went back over that way where we went that one episode. And I went into a pretty big cave and I found like 28 diamonds in that cave alone. It was a really, really good venture. But yeah, no more yapping. I think we're going to go ahead and start on getting this stuff built up. And we're going to start by getting those holes filled in. I will say it was really, really annoying because a lot of these caves that I've been in before, I've had to go and light back up again because for some reason there's still mobs spawning in them, even though there's not that much like space for them to spawn. Like I have them very well lit, I think, but they're still finding little places to spawn. So, okay. I just started. I'm already sucking. This is great. Don't really know if there'll be too much loot in here, but just want to get these lit up. Oh boy, maybe this will be a lot bigger. Okay. I think I'm going to cut it unless I find something really interesting down here, but once I'm done getting these caves cleared out and lit up, I'm going to start decorating. Okay, so this is really weird. There's just an area down here that's completely full of grass. And it's not super far underground, but it is underground. That's really weird. I've seen like very strange cave generation in the past in like on these versions. Like I've found like lots of mobs that have spawned under here. And then I found like flowers and grass blocks and stuff like that, like deep underground, like next to lava and stuff. But I don't think I've ever seen like a massive grass pit like this. Okay, so those caves didn't really prove to have anything too crazy inside of them, but I got a little bit of iron and coal. Besides that kind of grass room, yeah, there's not really much in there. So I did light up more stuff, so when I do eventually actually get to doing that stuff, it'll, the mob spawner, I mean, won't be as slow, hopefully. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I think what we'll do is we'll first start with the general layout of the pond. I don't want it to be too big. I mean, it's going to be a decent size, but thinking something like this, and we'll have to replace the sink. Just realized, I completely forgot that I built this thing, like, on top of sand. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to fix that up in a bit. So I've gone ahead and I've made the general shape of the pond. Now, the thing that sucks is we're gonna have to fill this whole thing up with water. I just realized I'm gonna have to replace the blocks like that are more deep than the one block because of how water flows in this version. So, you know what? We could just fill it up with sand again. And then that'll tell us what to break so we don't actually disturb the shape of the pond. And that'll make it a lot easier fit. So it's not going to be full of sand, but we'll go ahead and get the water for it, and then we'll fill it up. Really, I think it's always satisfying when you place a block like this, and then it like completes that whole row like that. I always love that. Oh my gosh, I turn around and the whole thing's full. What in the world? Okay. See what I mean? That is so satisfying when it does that. Okay, layer 1. All right, that's level 2. That should be level 3. Perfect. Now we're going to sleep, and then we'll start planting some of the trees and flowers and such. So I think we'll start with the trees. And I feel like all I really want is just like one birch and then one oak sapling. And then we'll kind of play with the placement a bit. And if we don't like it, I mean, we can just cut it down. So it's not like a big deal. But I'm going to get a lot of bone meal just so we can easily place it. I'll grab all these too. And then we'll kind of figure out the placement for those guys. And then we'll work with the rest of it. So I think I like the trees like that. And then what I'm going to do is get the flowers down, which I think with these guys, we can just kind of be liberal with them. Just kind of put them down wherever. Start with the roses. Over here. We'll put some dandelions down. Something like that. Then I think sugarcane would be a nice little addition. I'm really hoping this grass also eventually turns into dirt, because I hate the look of dirt or grass under dirt. Or gosh, grass underwater. I think it is slowly turning, but I'll keep my eye on it. Maybe instead of all of these roses and stuff, we just had some mushrooms down. Oops. Ah, is it too bright for them? Yes, it is. So we can't update these guys, or else they'll pop. I was looking at it, maybe also adding like a log and then like a mushroom on top of it like that. And then that makes it look more like, you know, like the tree fell at one point and then there was a mushroom growing on it. And I guess maybe we'll also use this bone meal to get some grass. I wonder if you can harvest grass with shears. I'm going to test that. Well, I guess that answers that question. So no, we cannot use shears to harvest grass, but I want to get some grass over there. So we're going to use some bone meal to get some grass. We might have to break all of the mushrooms so that we can get the grass down, because I have a feeling this is going to update them. Yep. So yeah, we'll get some, we'll get the mushrooms back down in a minute. For now, we'll just worry about the grass. We'll kind of shave it back where we need. Okay, I'm really starting to like the look of this. It's starting to shape up already. I think I'm going to pass on the waterfall, just because I kind of like the more like lush thing it has going on here. And I think that pretty much wraps up the pond. So I guess now we can get doing the paths and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking for the paths is let's see, I think maybe right here we'll have like a fountain, maybe a more like round path sort of thing around this fountain. And then the fountain will kind of be like the center point, and then we'll have a bunch of branching out paths that kind of go in every direction. And then maybe connect it to like a more main road that goes over this way. I don't know. Let's start with the fountain first, and then we'll figure out how the path looks. So yeah, nothing too crazy. I think just something like this would work. And then obviously put the water in. Oh. God, that was there. Interesting. So now that we have kind of our central point, now we get to connect all this stuff to paths. Now, I don't want to ring around this guy, and I'm thinking maybe if we just follow the sort of contour of the fountain, maybe that'll look good. This is going to be the fun part because I absolutely suck at making like circles and stuff, so there's a good chance that this is going to look absolutely horrid, and it's going to take me time to figure out how to make this look good. So I'm going to do my best here to make this look as good as possible. I I think that's symmetrical, right? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Let me make sure all the sides are symmetrical, and then we'll see if it actually is, because the fountain's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Okay, yes, so it is symmetrical. So now that we have the, I guess, kind of the central point for the path figured out, now we'll start building the paths that actually go places. And they're not going to be too crazy. What I'm thinking is, for now, I'm going to make them mostly out of, like, cobblestone. And then I'm going to kind of shift them over, or not really shift them over, but kind of like throw in some gravel and maybe some mossy stone here or there, just to give it a little extra texture. And then I'm also going to kind of connect this guy kind of like roughly. I want these paths to be more rough and like asymmetrical so they don't look like super, like just kind of like a straight line. They kind of weave and like it's not just like a, I go straight and then I just turn right. Like I want it to kind of more flow towards it. Now that the general layout of the roads are, you know, done, I think now I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of gravel here and there. Just kind of throw it up just so it has a little extra texture inside of it. Um, the roads themselves, they kind of, so we have one that, obviously we have the starting point at the fountain. We have a little offshoot that goes towards the nether portal, and this road that goes all the way to the mob grinder. We have the little offshoot to our main base that we'll work on more in the future, one to the house. And then this one, which wraps around the house. And this one's going to lead to something here. I want to put something here. Haven't decided what. I'm also going to, at some point, get this mine kind of looking better. I mean, this part of the thing is, don't ask about the stairs there. There were a lot of creepers. But we'll kind of figure out something to make this part of the mine look better. And then we'll put something here. I'm not sure what, but we'll put something here. And this is what this road is going to lead to. But yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and start replacing some of these blocks with gravel. I think I'm going to keep this one around the fountain pretty much just cobblestone. But some of these offshoot paths, I'm going to put some gravel in there. I think what I'll do is, and not yet, but I think because we have the path going to the mob grinder, what if we maybe did an offshoot that went around? Because the nether portal kind of, there's like that, I don't know what you would call it, the valley or whatever over here. Um, we could like loop the road back around and then have the road connect in the nether room. And then I don't know, something like that. We can have the road connect to the other side of this nether room because we already have the road connecting to it right here. And then that way, you know, you could go that way to get to the whatever else will be over there, or you can go through the scary nether room, get over here, because I do want to put something in this valley area here. But like I said, you know, we could come through here and then kind of loop it around and then connect back up to the road, which you can't really see right over there. What do we want to put here? I think I have an idea. It's probably not the most cool thing to put right here, but I think I'm going to put it there. Maybe that'll be the next episode, actually. Also, looking at it, now that the roads are done, I'm thinking I'm going to put, like, some flowers and stuff in front of the house here. So let's see how that... There was a zombie in my house. So it's dark enough for mobs to spawn in here. It's probably right here. What? That's tragic. Well, guess I'll have to figure out some way to fix that. Might just have to glowstone it. Rather see, it doesn't really fit the aesthetic. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get some flowers planted in front of my house, and then we'll kind of see how that looks from there. I'm thinking maybe just like doing this and then literally just putting like the flowers like in front of the window. So yeah, I don't know. What if we made some sort of like actual flower bed maybe? And then we had like rows of flowers. Right? And then we kind of... You know what? I know what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to take the smooth stone slabs and then kind of box that off there. And then that'll just be like a small flower bed in front of the house. Just like that. And now we have like a little flower bed in front of our house. That just adds a little extra color. Maybe we could put a tree here too. Let me sleep, and then I'll kind of decorate this area a little bit more, because I think this spot right here maybe needs a little bit more something going on. So I'll kind of mess around with stuff and see what works. Now the question is what kind of trees do I want to put here? Do I want to put, like, oak trees? I think oak trees. And preferably the smaller ones like this. A big one would be cool, but I don't want it to be, like, just blocking everything. We also need to make sure that it's not blocking the path itself. So let's maybe like one right here would work, and then that won't block the path. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. And then, you know what? Let's put another one here, kind of lining the path. Okay, you're gonna have to need the taller one. We'll just kind of, I'm just gonna keep placing these until I get one that works out well. You know, this video is taking a little bit longer to get kind of out, but it's not because, you know, it's taking a long time or anything. It's mostly because my work schedule has been so bad lately, and I've been exhausted. Like, I got scheduled 6 closes back to back, and I'm currently on the 4th close? No, 5th. I'm on the 5th. I have one more close tomorrow, then it's my day off, but closing where I work kind of sucks, because closing on a normal day means we close at 12, and then closing on Friday and Saturday means we close at 1 a.m. But just because we close at 12 and 1 a.m. doesn't mean I'm out of there at 12 at 1 a.m. More so, I'm more likely to be out of there like 2 on the weekends, 2:30 to like 1 to 1:30 on the normal days. And just having so many closes back to back is killing me right now. I cannot wait for my next day off. Because my next day off, I'm going to be doing something for sure. I'm not sure what. We'll be playing some craft, that's for sure. I don't really mind closing all that much, but if anything, I actually prefer it to opening because I wake up pretty late anyway. But at the same time, when I get like a ton of closes back to back, it is really painful, especially when it's like 6 in a row because that's where all the business is. I work in food, by the way, and it's just like all the business is on those closes because that's when the rush is. And it's just, it can be pretty bad sometimes, and the past few days have been really busy, so it's been making it harder to get out earlier, and yeah, it's just been really killing me. And there we go, finally, I got another tree that's that height. This is going to take a little bit just because I'm trying to get the trees to all match that height. But I kind of want to line this with trees, at least until the pond here, so maybe just like a couple more probably be best. Ah, perfect. And it's okay if the leaves go over the path because these are so tall. And then that'll also let us hang up some torches on them. We can hang torches on these. This will be cool. Now, hopefully the house doesn't get in the way of this last one. I feel like it will. Oh, look at that. Kind of doesn't. I don't know. The leaves are touching the house. I don't know if that's a huge issue to me. But I think we'll just kind of put these trees here like this, and then maybe throw some flowers in here. Just kind of throw them on. And we could actually just bone mill the ground and get some of that grass. Yeah, kind of like that. Then we have this nice kind of wooded path. And what if we just kind of filled in this area with more of the grass here? So it looks a little bit more kind of unkempt back here, but I kind of like it. It kind of gives it a much more wild feel, I guess. And then I'll kind of trim back some of this grass because it is a little excessive, but I want it to mostly fill in this area. Oh, my mushroom. And I'll kind of cut this and break some of this grass. And then we'll keep on with decorating somewhere else after I do that. I was also thinking maybe just throwing in like a small pumpkin patch sort of right here. Just a couple of them. Yeah. Actually, I want a pumpkin patch somewhere, but I don't know if I like it there. Maybe we kind of pull it out a little bit more like this, instead of pushing it into the back like this. Yeah. Kind of like that. Just a little pumpkin patch right here. Sort of add just a little extra color over here. But I think that's all the pumpkins we need. I think this area is pretty much done at this point. We might add a little bit more like touch-ups over time, but I think right now this area is as decorated as it can be. I mean, just from the front here, this already looks a lot more full with like a lot more color and stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe we could do something, probably do a little something like right there. And then again, I want to take the road and kind of wrap it up into that hill up there because I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to walk over there real quick, but I'm kind of thinking of maybe building like a small village or something right on top of this area. It's already pretty flat. And maybe we could make like just a small, like, you could add like some shops, like little shop tents. I say it's mostly flat, but it's going to be a very hilly thing. But we could add like some shop tents down here, maybe some smaller houses kind of around over here. And then just a, just a general like kind of village looking thing up here. And then I'd want to, part of me wants to remove like this entire like wall of mountain right here. But another part of me really wants to keep the natural generation mostly untouched. Like obviously I tore up that hole over there, but kind of want to keep this mostly untouched. Yeah, now that I'm like like behind the house and all that up here, this looks so good, actually. I love this a lot. It does get a little naked right there. Maybe we could throw down some bone meal there too, but yeah, I'm really liking this. Decoration stuff is actually pretty fun too. Just taking the time to add some details to things. Yeah, I like this a lot. Maybe we could add another pumpkin patch there. Maybe that's where the pumpkin patch will go. It's like behind the house instead of over there. I don't know. I want the pumpkins somewhere, but I don't know where I want them. So maybe we could just do it right there in that kind of bare area. What do we want to put right here? I have no idea. Honestly, I really like that the pumpkins kind of generated with faces back in beta. That stuff, that kind of is always really, really cool to me. I know a lot of people probably saw them as freaky or it was weird that they would do that, but I kind of like it. I think it gives them... I always talk about it, but it has that old charm to it. And I think it really works for the pumpkins. All right, and then I'm just going to throw down some bone meal like right here. I'm going to trim these a little bit just so it's not super overgrown. I don't want to keep the flowers out of the pumpkin patch. One more right here. There we go. I like that a lot. I'm going to keep the weeds out of the pumpkin patch, though. Yeah. That looks really good. I think I like it more here just because then it's not, like, hidden away. And you know what? Well, we will add a couple of flowers just over here. I think that kind of wraps up this area for good. Again, as we get further along, maybe we'll add some touch-ups here or there, but I think right here, this is the play right here, is just this. And then it's not super long, but I like the short but sweet kind of tree thing going on right here. And you know what? I'm gonna put the torches all around these guys. Just so they're all, the same, I guess. But yeah, this looks really good. I'm really liking this. I say it like every video, I'm not like a big fan of building, but this is really fun. And I think I am gonna have to break this grass and replace it with dirt. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And then I'll be right back and we'll kind of figure out what other things we can do. I'm doing some lighting up right now. And I wanted to say two things. One, this house is never going. I don't care how ugly it is never leaving. It is staying there forever. And then the other thing is, one of these days, I'm gonna probably, since I'm about to leave for work, probably when I get back, say one of these days. But I think at least for the torches that are kind of close to the path, maybe replace them with like some sort of lampposts or something. Maybe like in the lamppost, they'd probably be like a couple fences with like a block of glowstone on top of it or something like that. But that way it looks a little more good, I guess. I mean, for the most part, we're definitely going to have torches kind of still laying around. But yeah, I think maybe some glowstone lampposts would look really cool. So my disc ran out of space. And an entire section of footage got just destroyed. And that kind of upset me. I didn't even delete it. I don't know what happened. OBS just decided that it did not want to save that footage, even though it could have fit what I did have recorded and it stopped recording it. it just decided that it didn't exist. So what I did was I added these lampposts, and I didn't add a lot of them. I kind of just added some all the way up to the mob grinder over there, added a couple here between the nether portal and all that. And they're nothing too crazy. Pretty simple. I think I could put like trapdoors or something on these maybe. Might do some testing with that, but I added these signs as well. They look absolutely horrid, but they are going to stick around. They don't even stick to the sign, okay? They're just there because these still count as like slightly bigger than a full block. You can't even really like walk into them, I don't think. Like, yeah, like you were literally like that is a full block. So, but yeah, I lost all of my footage, which was mostly just placing these and me yapping. Some things I yapped about. I was complaining about my work schedule screwing up my sleep schedule because I'm always closing. Just like tonight, I got off at 3 today. Well, I didn't get off at 3, but I started recording this at like 3 in the morning. And that's pretty much all I was talking about there. Kind of mad that that happened. I guess I need to keep better space, track of my disk space. I have never once ran out of disk space on this computer, ever. Like, so that's kind of crazy that that would happen. But, yeah, we did some, just putting up these lampposts since I last cut it. And, at this point, I'm just going to get the video. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I said, I'm recording this after I recorded the outro originally. And, here I am. So I'm a little bit like, did I say this already? Is this going to sound weird? So the outro is going to be a little weird because I'm going to say things and then like come back to it. So yeah, kind of weird. I just ran out of disk space. So that was cool. That hasn't happened in ever on this computer, actually. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, like I was saying, look, now we have the thing that says mines, has the little carrot. Look at that. So, hold on. Let me fix this. Carrot. Boom. And then, wow. Look at that. It looks so good. It looks so good. It looks absolutely horrible, but we're rolling with it. You know what? We're rolling with it. It looks terrible, but we're going with it. And that is fine. And even the sign, you can't even see it through the glass, but the sign is floating on the lamppost. It's not even connected to it. This is great. I love Minecraft so much. You know, one thing I don't miss is that signs don't stack. But honestly, that's like such a minor thing that it's like, I really don't care. So we want to do this. Can we fit it? Can we fit it? Oh, no, we can't. Oh, that's tragic. We'll just do it like this. Yeah, so fun fact, the B key is actually broken on my keyboard right now, so I don't have any way of typing B's on my keyboard without literally copying and pasting them, and copy and paste doesn't work in Minecraft, so ouch. We're gonna have to deal with that. And I think just so we can kind of plan it out, we'll put the thing here that says village. We'll do this, and we'll do the really ugly thing. There we go. And then I guess we'll just kind of call this place like this general area right here, like inside of the I'm gonna make sure this isn't too just this general area inside of the kind of this like valley here. I guess this is just going to be like the main compound, right? So this is just going to be called the compound. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be the compound. And at least for now, the Slappy compound. Slappy compound. It makes it sound terrible, but I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. We did not a lot, but it actually surprisingly took me a long time to do all this because I am a goober and I play Minecraft very slow. But, yeah. So, just general rundown. We started with the fountain here. I decided to put some flowers up around it. Got this path going. This was kind of the center point, so we got this path going around it. Made this little flower bed outside the house. This looks not the best, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I might sink these into the ground, but we'll see. But yeah, we did the paths here. We kind of leveled them out with some gravel. Made this pond with, which I'm actually kind of liking how this turned out. Hopefully these mushrooms don't spread like crazy. It would be annoying to have to do it. The nether area I'm okay with, but I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that. Just like, that's so simple, but just like the little birch log with the mushroom on top, I kind of cooked on that. I'm glad I came up with that. That was a good idea. So we did fountain, obviously, and then we did connected all of our stuff over here. So we connected the grinder and the nether portal to this with the path. Took a path back to the mines. We're going to upgrade the mines at some point. Not sure when. Get around to it eventually. I had this little pumpkin patch, which I like this a lot. But yeah, this is the place now. And I think it looks a lot more colorful, a lot more full now, which is good. I know some people were talking about adding some color. Definitely could add more color here and there, but I kind of want to do it slowly because I don't want to like make like something like this again, you know? And then it turns out it's like, well, actually, I'd rather put this there. And then put something, you know, have to tear it all down and then, you know, it looks barren again. It's just kind of bad. But yeah, we did a lot of decorating today in the newly named Slappy compound. And I am liking these lampposts. I don't know. Let me go see how they look over here real quick before I officially end it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I always say it. Yeah, see, so mobs are still spawning over here. We could either go increase the amount of lampposts or we could add more torches, which at least for now I'm going to add more torches just because it's easier. But yeah. My name is Slappy Burger. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you stuck around the whole way through, I'm going to say it again, a double thank you. And most importantly, I hope you have a blessed evening.